Friends, in the previous episode we saw that because an unknown virus spread, all humans on Earth were killed. However, a man named Philip somehow survives and keeps wandering here and there in search of other humans. But when he finds no one, he becomes distressed and decides to take his own life. Just then, he sees smoke rising from behind a hill. Philip quickly goes there and discovers that a woman named Carol is still alive. Philip brings Carol back to his home, but because of his strange behavior and non-stop chatter, she becomes very irritated with him and asks him to live in another house. Then one day Carol tells him that their meeting is not a coincidence, but that they were brought together for a purpose, and that purpose is to carry forward the population on Earth. At first Philip refuses to do this with her, but later he starts feeling the same way and agrees. After that, he and Carol get married and begin living happily together. For a few days everything goes very well, but then one day they meet a girl named Melissa. Melissa is so beautiful that Philip falls for her at first sight and starts unsuccessfully trying to impress her. He even shaves his beard so that Melissa might start developing feelings for him too. One day, when Philip and Melissa are drinking beer together, Melissa, while drunk, tells him that she has become tired of living alone. She says she has needs too that she wants to fulfill. Hearing this, Philip becomes happy and thinks that maybe Melissa also wants to spend a wedding night with him. So he goes to Carol to ask for a divorce. But he cannot do it because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Meanwhile, we see a man arriving in an Audi. He notices a sign outside Philip's town on which Philip has written that a human is still alive. Seeing this, he heads toward that town. That night, the three of them party together. During the party, Carol tells Melissa that before marriage, Philip had told her that even if she were the last woman left on Earth, he would still not spend a wedding night with her. But then, 2 days later, nobody knows what happened, they got married. Just then their drinks run out, so Carol goes to get more drinks. As soon as she leaves, Philip asks Melissa, "So what did you think about what you told me, that you were desperate to spend a wedding night with someone?" Melissa replies that she had just said that casually while drunk. She asks, "Did you tell Carol about it too?" He says no, that it will remain a secret between the two of them. Hearing this, Melissa becomes happy. Soon Carol returns with the drinks and tells Melissa that she and Philip now have to go and spend their wedding night, because the responsibility of increasing the population of Earth lies on them. Philip doesn't like this and says to Carol, "Why did you need to say that in front of Melissa?" But Carol ignores him and says, "Come on, let's get to work, because we have to produce many children." The next day, Philip goes to meet his friends and tells them, "Look guys, I truly want to increase the population, but this can happen even faster if I make both of those women pregnant." After that, he goes straight to Melissa and asks her whether she really thinks the population should increase. She says yes, the human population should definitely increase. But Philip completely misunderstands her words and, jumping with joy, goes back to Carol. He tells her, "My love, today a dirty thought came into my mind that to increase the population, I will also have to make Melissa pregnant." He says all this in a way as if he has absolutely no interest in spending a wedding night with Melissa. But Carol already understands that Philip is desperate to be intimate with Melissa, so she clearly tells him, "I don't want to see you with Melissa." Philip replies, "You're the one who said you want as many children as possible. But what will happen when they grow up? Do you want them to start spending wedding nights among themselves?" Hearing this, Carol starts thinking and asks for some time. Philip says, "Yes, do think about it, whether our children will have fun among themselves or with Melissa's children." As soon as Philip mentions Melissa's name, Carol asks, "Have you already talked to her about this?" He replies, "No, I don't need to talk to her. She's anyway ready to be with anyone." Carol says, "Anyone, or you? I know everything. You're the one dying to have fun with her. Now get out of my house." After that, she pushes him out of the house and goes to Melissa to tell her everything Philip had said. Then Melissa comes to Philip and asks him, "What all did you tell Carol?" He replies, "I didn't tell her anything." Melissa says, "You told her everything, that I want to make you work in my field using your axe. However, I had already told you that whatever I said that day, I said it while drunk. And do you know what Carol said to me? She said, 'I want to take you away from her.'" Philip says, "Wait a second, let me think about what all I said." At this, Melissa abuses him and leaves from there. Later that night, Philip tries to convince both of them, saying, "Look, guys, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have talked to you like that." But neither of them listens to him. And when he keeps apologizing continuously for 4 to 5 hours, they finally call him inside to talk. Carol says, "We both thought a lot about this, and we've decided that if we really want to increase the population, then why don't you also spend a wedding night with Melissa?" Philip says, "Come on, don't make fun of me now." Carol replies, "No, we've seriously thought about it, and I don't want our children to end up working only among themselves. It would be better if our children work with Melissa's children. Hearing this, Philip says, yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ready. Let's do it quickly. Carol says, first, listen to everything properly. Actually, we've made a rule. You can be with Melissa only 3 days a week, and you must not enjoy it at all. And once she becomes pregnant, you will have no physical relationship with her. Philip says, yes, I've understood everything clearly. I respect these rules and I'll do this work with complete dedication and honesty. After that, he runs to his house and starts shouting loudly, wow, this is amazing. Now there will be total chaos. The next morning, Carol comes to Philip's house and gives him dry fruits, saying, eat these before you go, so that you can get her pregnant properly. Then at night, he takes Melissa to a deserted place, where he has beautifully decorated a bed under the open sky. Along with that, he also gives her dark chocolates to eat. But then Melissa pounces on Philip and starts kissing him. Philip pushes her away and says that tonight is very special. After that, he sings a song for her and sets off fireworks. Nothing really happens between them, but the Audi that was heading toward the town sees the fireworks and starts coming in their direction. Philip was preparing to spend the wedding night when suddenly that car arrives there, and a fat man named Todd steps out. Seeing him, both Philip and Melissa are shocked, wondering where he came from. Todd hadn't seen any human for the last 2 years, so he becomes very happy to see them. He says, I was leaving this town when I saw the fireworks and turned my car this way. Philip, feeling irritated, says, so you've come here just to ask for directions? Todd replies, I'm sorry, I disturbed you. To this, Melissa says, oh, it's okay. We weren't doing anything important anyway. Philip takes Melissa aside and says, what are you saying? What about our wedding night? Melissa replies, now we have one more man to do this job. After that, Philip goes and tells Carol everything. Hearing this, she also becomes very happy and says, that's great. We found another man. Melissa can spend the wedding night with him, and you won't have to work in 2 places. Then all 4 of them sit together. Todd tells them that he came here after reading the board placed outside the town. He also tells them that his favorite movie is Jishika by Jishi Kijan. Melissa says, hey, that's my favorite too. Philip jumps in and says, that's my favorite as well, even though he hadn't even seen the movie. Then Carol says, Philip, isn't your favorite movie The Godfather? He replies, are you crazy? Is The Godfather even a movie? Jishika by Jishi Kijan is the best movie in the world. Shah Rukh did such amazing work in it. Melissa says, okay, then tell me, which scene from that movie do you like the most? Philip says, let me think. There are so many good scenes in that movie. Carol then asks, have you even watched that movie? Todd says, brother, you should definitely watch it. It's a fantastic movie. Philip then mocks Todd and asks, brother, what's your weight? 200 or 300 kilos? Todd replies, my weight is 150 kilos, and it's been like this since childhood. And this isn't the first time you've made fun of me. Everyone used to make fun of me in school too. Hearing this, everyone begins to feel sympathy for him. Just then Melissa says, don't worry, all the people who used to make fun of you are dead now. Todd says, thank you, but I'm very tired, so I should go to sleep. After they leave, Philip says, you know, people used to make fun of me too when I was a kid. But Melissa doesn't care about this and goes off to sleep as well. The next day, Carol sends Todd and Melissa out together so that they can bond with each other. Philip says, I'll come along with you too. But Carol pretends to be sick and says, no, you stay here and take care of me. Outside, Todd and Melissa have a lot of fun together, while Philip, who is burning with jealousy, keeps watching them. He says, please, Melissa, don't fall in love with this Todd. But by then, Melissa was almost completely set with Todd. After that, Philip goes to Carol, who tells him that Melissa said she will go out with Todd again. Hearing this, Philip is completely shocked. He says, then we should also go with her so we can see how far their relationship has progressed. Hearing this, Carol agrees to go along with them. Later, Philip again mocks Todd and says, come on, bro, let's take off our clothes and play tennis. Todd, without any shame, actually takes off his clothes. Philip thinks that seeing Todd naked will disgust Melissa. But then Melissa asks Todd, what is this mark on your stomach? Todd says, I donated my kidney to my stepbrother, but it didn't suit him and he died. Saying this, he starts crying and walks away, and Melissa follows him. Philip, who has a habit of poking his nose into everything, goes after them and sees Melissa kissing Todd. Just then Carol arrives and says, this is very good. Finally, these two have become one. Hearing this, Philip thinks that fate has finally kicked him hard. That same night, Philip goes to Melissa's house to turn her against Todd. He says, you shouldn't trust fat people so easily. They're not trustworthy. You'll see, one day he'll deceive you and leave. Melissa replies, I know what a low and disgusting person you are, and goes inside. But Philip keeps standing there and says, "Please forgive me. Todd is actually a very good man. I don't know what's been happening to me lately. Maybe it's because for the last 2 years I've been talking only to toys." Hearing this, Melissa opens the door and says, "Do you really talk to toys?" He says yes and takes her to meet his friends. Melissa says hi to them and then asks him, "Now tell me honestly, what is your favorite movie?" He says, "The Godfather is my favorite movie." Melissa asks, "Then why did you lie there?" Philip says, "I don't know. Maybe it's because I've always wanted a girl like you. And what did I get instead? This rotten bitter gourd. Carol, by the way, do I have any chance with you?" She replies, "Not at all." Changing the topic, he says, "Actually, I was thinking of using that line on Carol. So how did you like it?" She says, "Absolutely perfect." The next day, when Philip is defecating in his pool, Carol comes there and says, "You should clean your pool. The whole neighborhood is filled with the smell of your filth." But Philip refuses to clean the pool because he likes using it that way. Later, he goes to meet Todd, who is sitting outside happily drinking coffee. Philip asks, "Last night there were a lot of noises coming from your house. What was going on?" Todd says, "I spent the entire night with Melissa." Hearing this, Philip feels very bad, but he pretends to be happy. Just then Melissa also comes there and says to Todd, "Come inside, I need your help." Philip says, "I'll help you." Melissa replies, "No, only Todd can do that job." Saying this, she goes inside. Todd says, "Man, you don't understand, she wants to spend the wedding night again," and he follows her inside as well. After that, when Philip reaches his house, he once again hears loud screaming noises, which means the program has started again. Hearing this makes him feel very bad, so he goes straight and jumps into his alcohol-filled pool. Later that night, when Philip tries to sleep, he again hears the screaming sounds, meaning the work program has started once more. The next morning, while Philip is having breakfast with Carol, she asks him, "Do you know? These days Melissa and Todd do nothing but keep spending wedding nights." Hearing this, Philip gets irritated and says, "Don't talk nonsense like this to me." Just then, the screaming sounds start again, which makes Philip angry. Carol says, "If you don't like these sounds, you can stop them too. After all, you are the President of America." Hearing this, Philip gets a brilliant idea. That night, he holds a conference where he shows them a complaints board and says, "From now on, all society's complaints will be written here. And the first complaint will be mine. From now on, when you two are working, you won't scream loudly." Melissa replies, "Whatever Todd and I do, why is it any of your concern?" Philip asks Carol, "Doesn't she know that I'm the President of America?" Melissa says, "What nonsense is this?" Philip says, "Fine, let's vote. Who wants these noises to stop?" But no one except him raises their hand, so the complaint is dismissed right there. Then Carol says, "Okay, now tell me, who wants Philip to clean his filthy pool?" All three of them raise their hands, which means Philip now has to clean his pool. After that, Todd and Melissa go inside again to spend the wedding night. The next morning, Philip starts cleaning his filthy pool. While doing all this, he feels very angry, thinking, "Why does this always happen to me?" Just then, Melissa comes to talk to him. She says, "Forgive me for making those kinds of noises." Philip says, "It's okay. You people can continue your program. Anyway, if I hadn't done the fireworks that day, Todd wouldn't be here, and we would have enjoyed our wedding night properly." Melissa says, "But now I have Todd," and leaves from there. Philip sits there and starts making plans. After that, he takes Todd along for a long drive. On the way, he makes an excuse and says, "The car tire has gone flat. Can you get down and check it?" As soon as Todd gets out, Philip drives away, leaving Todd standing there, watching him, hoping that Philip will surely come back to pick him up. But after going a little distance, Philip slams the brakes and starts shouting loudly, wondering what he was about to do. Even though he doesn't want to, he goes back to Todd. After that, both of them head back home together. As soon as they reach home, Philip first cleans his filthy pool and then surprises Carol by showing her his portable bathroom. Seeing this, she becomes very happy. That night, when everyone is sitting together, Todd shows them the dolls he made with his own hands. Seeing them, both women are very impressed. Philip also pretends to be happy after seeing them. Then Todd places the dolls on a table near Philip, but Philip deliberately knocks them down and says, "Oops, it fell by mistake." Todd says, "No problem, I'll fix it again." Hearing this, both women become impressed with him once more, thinking how amazing he is. The next day, Philip goes to meet his friends and says, "This Todd has really driven me crazy. Everyone talks only about him. No one cares about me at all." Saying all this, as soon as he steps outside, he sees something that leaves him shocked. That thing is a cow. After that, he quickly reaches home and gathers everyone, saying, "Behind this door is something that will blow your minds." As soon as he opens the door, everyone is stunned to see a live cow standing there. Todd says, "We can get milk, yogurt, cheese, everything from this cow, and I even have experience raising cows on my uncle's farm." Hearing this, both women become impressed with him once again, thinking how amazing he is. But then Philip says, "No, this cow belongs to me, and I'm allergic to everything made from milk, so the cow will stay here." Before they can decide where the cow should stay, the cow walks away on its own and starts grazing in the garden. Todd then ties the cow to a tree and starts milking it. He pours some milk into a vessel and shows it to them. Seeing this, both women jump with joy and start drinking the milk. Meanwhile, Philip is also waiting for his turn, thinking he'll get some milk to drink. But Todd says, "Hey, you're allergic to milk, right? So you can't drink it." Hearing this, Philip's face falls and he starts walking away, saying, "No matter what happens, I will drink milk." So when night falls, he secretly milks the cow into a container and starts drinking it. Just then, he sees someone approaching, so he hides behind a rock. He sees Melissa and Todd coming to get milk to make tea. Seeing them together makes him burn with jealousy, so he unties the cow, planning to put all the blame for the cow's escape on Todd. The next morning, Todd runs to the women and says that the cow is missing. All of them start searching for it, but they can't find it anywhere. Todd takes all the blame on himself and says, "Maybe I didn't tie the rope properly, so the cow ran away." Philip also says, "Yes, it's all your fault. You didn't tie the cow properly. But don't worry, I'll help you find it even if I have to go to hell for it." Melissa, who knows Philip very well, asks him, "You do know where the cow is, don't you?" He replies, "Are you crazy? How would I know?" He then suggests that they search for it together. They take out a map of the whole city and divide it into 4 parts. Melissa then asks Philip, "Where is that bar of yours where your friends hang out? I want to check that place because I don't trust you." She goes straight to the bar. Philip secretly follows her. Melissa comes out of the bar empty-handed. Seeing this, Philip quickly goes inside, doesn't find the cow there either, and thinks, if the cow isn't here, then where did it go? He then sets out to look for it. But Todd finds the cow before him. Seeing this, Philip burns with jealousy, but still praises Todd, saying, "You did a great job." Todd says, "Brother, don't take it the wrong way, but I want you to tell the girls that you found the cow." Philip asks, "Okay, but why are you doing this for me?" Todd replies, "Because it's because of you that I'm here. If you hadn't written on that board that a man was still alive, I would never have come to this town and never met Melissa. Now I have friends in a cow, and I'm very happy, and all of this is because of you." That night, when everyone is sitting together, Philip says, "Look, I found the cow." Everyone becomes happy. Later that night, when everyone is sleeping in their own houses, Carol suddenly starts screaming loudly. Hearing this, everyone rushes to her house and sees that the cow has entered Carol's house. Seeing this, Philip starts making fun of her. Carol says, "Fine, we'll let the cow stay here. And anyway, the time has come for me to live in my husband's house." Hearing this, Philip's laughter fades and he becomes sad. Later, when the two of them are on the bed, Carol starts applying coconut oil to her legs. Seeing all this, Philip gets very angry, thinking, "What kind of situation am I stuck in?" On top of that, Carol sleeps wearing an oxygen mask, which makes a lot of noise, and Philip can't even sleep. But what could the poor guy do? The next morning, when Philip comes down from his bedroom, he sees that something is wrong with his painting. Someone has drawn a puppy on it. He asks Carol, "Who drew this puppy here? And don't touch my paintings again." Then he notices that all his dirty magazines are missing. He asks Carol where they are. Carol says, "I packed them and kept them in the garage." Philip says, "I need magazines to operate my handcart." Carol hands him an advertising board and says, "Use this to run your handcart instead." All of this becomes too much for Philip to tolerate, so he walks out of the house. As he leaves, Carol hands him a shopping list. Philip buys all the items Carol asked for. After gathering everything, he sets it all on fire and curses the heavens, saying, "Why do you always do this to me? That fat guy got such an amazing woman like Melissa, and what did I get? This rotten trash. I also deserve an amazing girl with whom I can enjoy life." Just then, a car stops in front of him, and 2 beautiful women step out. Seeing them, Philip says to the heavens, "Wow, you listened pretty fast." The 2 women are also surprised to see Philip and think that they have finally found someone to spend a wedding night with. So who were these 2 women? And will Philip finally get to spend a wedding night? Or does his fate still have something worse in store for him? To find out, keep watching. Thank you.